This podcast is based on Dr. Naureen Sohail's observations, personal experiences, thoughts, and learning while navigating her own life as a Canadian Muslim. This podcast is a humble effort in gratitude to Allah Ta'ala. Stay tuned for a bi-weekly broadcast for now. This is Dr. Naureen Sohail, and you're listening to Illuminate. Today's podcast is about seeing God's divinity through a different lens. I am a student of science. My average brain analyzes, reflects, ponders on nature, and tries to make sense of it all, often returning in silence. I don't give up though. I pray, Allah Mia, allow me to understand you, your divinity, your people, and so on. It's a journey of learning, awareness, and enlightening. In high school, I looked at a cell through a microscope. I see a central body, the nucleus, with a few particles around it. Then I study an atom, and I see a very similar structure, a nucleus and a few particles. I think, how come they are so similar? Is this a message from Allah Ta'ala? I study about solar system. The sun and planets move around it in complete harmony, a magnetic force keeping them aligned together. As per young Sheldon, 1 degree more and it will roll up like a ball, 1 degree less and it will fly apart. I am in awe, but still at a loss to see the bigger picture. Later, I come to know that beyond our solar system there's a whole universe with a black hole in the middle. Much later, I learned that there are many more universes. The cosmic proportion is mind-blowing, the magnanimity dumbfounding. In my scattered brain during my chaotic life among all the distractions, I ponder in bits and pieces for years and years, trying to make sense of it all. Nothing. For years I say, Allah Mia, allow me to understand these similarities. What does all of this mean? Sometimes it's an echoey silence. I don't know how to explain this. I ask the question, there is silence. After a long pause, I hear reverberations of my own voice. Sometimes my muffled echoes are further muffled by some words. It's not clear what I hear. Life happens. I move on to another thought, another sign to ponder, and so on, returning to this puzzle time and again. These episodes happened numerous times in my life. Many years later, I go for Hajj, and I see the Holy Kaaba. I experience along with millions of people walking around the Kaaba. The connectedness, the magnetism of force intertwined with a strong emotion. It's not that I have not seen a picture and videos of Hajj being performed, but the experience is overwhelming. The gyri in my brain are stimulated. I feel the upheaval as Earth moves in waves when the tectonic plates in the crust of the Earth are shaken by the lava. Its memory helps my brain to connect the dots. Allah Mia, help me understand. Mom! I'm distracted again. Many years pass by. Zain, 4 years old, is holding a paper with iron filings in his hand. With a beaming smile, he says, Amma Jaan, come, see my experiment. He means experiment. It's not the first time that I have seen this experiment, but looking at his excited face, I show interest. He puts a rectangular magnet on the table and places the paper with iron filings on it. He's shaking with excitement. Amma, look! He wants my full attention. I shut off the world and focus on his experiment. He taps the paper and the iron filings align themselves in a perfect magnetic field. A eureka moment, a shake in my brain. A thunderbolt with no sound, lightning that blinded my sight. In the darkness of my brain, a neon sign says, God's signature. In a fraction of a second, I understand that Allah Ta'ala is the central body and the whole universe or multiverses are connected to Allah with the magnetism of divinity revolving around Him. This is God's signature in all His creations. I laugh at myself. It was a bright sign all along, right in my face, and it took me so many years to see. I'm sure Richard Dawkins and all these people who do not believe in God are like me. They're unable to align all these facts together and under a single lens. The only difference is that I believed in my beloved, gracious, and merciful God, and time and again tried to make sense of His signs, but couldn't because of my personal limitations. I pray for Richard Dawkins. The principal design of an atom, the cell, the solar system, the universe, the family unit, the congregated prayers, the Hajj, and many more display the same message. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold fast altogether by the rope of Allah and be not divided. My brain continues to ponder on this phenomena and slowly comprehends that Allah Ta'ala is trying to tell us to hold on to Allah Ta'ala, His rope, His attributes, His instructions is the key to salvation. Take the example of the atomic bomb. Going astray of one particle of an atom creates so much destruction. Imagine how much destruction would be caused by one person going astray, let alone a whole nation. I pray, O my all-knowing, merciful God, guide us, your people, to understand your signature. Don't let the shortcomings of our primitive brains come in between the eureka moments. Allow us to come closer to you. I beg of you. Ameen.